Welcome back. Well, you may have heard this in the news yesterday. A new study came out that says when a wife doesn't get enough sleep, it can negatively affect the marriage.
And there are many reasons women don't get the Z's they need, but one of them could be because she and her husband or her husband have sleep apnea. And joining us now from the Sleep Wellness Institute is Steve Gardner with a free way you can test for this condition. Welcome back, Steve.
Hi, nice to see you again.
Nice to have you back on the show.
Great.
Nice to see you too. I think Father's Day would be a good time for men to go in and get their risk assessment for sleep apnea, don't you think?
Probably a really good idea, especially because, you know, this is something that we offer free of charge online. It's just such a great way for people to either get an indication that they really are at risk, man or woman, for sleep apnea, or to get peace of mind of knowing that they aren't.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and we all know from Reggie White that it can be more than just kind of troubling and affect your sleep. It can be a matter of life or death.
Yeah, absolutely. Untreated sleep apnea can be a time bomb, and treated sleep apnea is wonderful because it's so easy to take care of.
And it improves your quality of life.
Absolutely.
Yes. And
no
your
question
marriage.
about that. And your marriage, yes it does. Yes it does. I think I've mentioned to you in the past that you know, I really was kind of pushed into getting a sleep study by my wife, who technically, when you come right down to it, probably saved my life. I haven't done so.
Definitely. And we were talking a little bit before the break that Shaq is sporting a new accessory
Yes, he is.
and something that he plans to do for the rest of his life, and that's wear a CPAP mask,
That's
right?
right. Yeah, Shaq has sleep apnea. He was just tested recently, and he was tested because his fiancée said, "You're snoring a lot, and then you stop breathing while you're sleeping. You need to get tested." He did. He has sleep apnea. He's now wearing a CPAP machine every night, and he says it's going great.
Well, and that helps, I think, when a celebrity of that magnitude, a guy who a lot of kids and a lot of people think is really cool, the fact that he has taken the advice of his fiancée, had the assessment, knows he has sleep apnea, and now is doing something about it.
That's right.
Helps.
Yeah, it helps very much. And there have actually been quite a few celebrities and other people who have in recent years come out and said, "I have sleep apnea. I'm doing this. This is the best thing I ever could have done." William Shatner is one. Rosie O'Donnell is another. You know, unfortunately, Reggie was another one, as was John Candy, and so many others. And there is a National Football League player named Mario Williams who is probably the best conditioned athlete you've ever seen in your life and has sleep apnea. It can happen to anyone.
Well, and that's, I guess, my next question to you is, it sounds like we're hearing more and more about this now. Is it really on the rise, sleep apnea, or why are there more diagnoses of it?
Well, I think primarily it's because medical science is becoming more aware itself, and because the treatments are so much more refined and easier. You know, it used to be the original CPAP machines were kind of like your original VCRs. You know, they were about like so, and the original mask that people would wear was kind of like a diver's helmet. Whereas now, you know, from times that we've looked at them before, including our fashion show last week, that they're very small.
Very small.
The machines are very small, totally quiet. And, you know, it's such a simple thing to do, to, you know, take that online risk assessment, go to our website, do that, and get an idea whether or not you're at risk.
Oh, yeah, so let's talk about what the online assessment does, because there's 3 phases to it. The first one involves what? Figuring out your body mass index?
Yeah, body mass index. It's a generally accepted fact that body mass index of 30 or more is an increased risk for sleep apnea, primarily because that's going to also indicate that you have increased tissue in your neck, which is going to collapse onto your airway at night and stop the breathing. So that is the first thing that we look at. We look at height and weight and determine body mass index.
And the second thing is whether or not fatigue or sleepiness is interfering with your normal activities or your normal routine or your work.
Absolutely.
Those kinds of things.
Do you not often work? Do you, good help, you know, goodness, think about this, not off behind the wheel of your vehicle.
Right.
Do you fall asleep in front of the TV set all the time, like some people I know who have sleep apnea do? You know, you know, that's the kind of thing. It interferes, and it interferes with your relationships. It interferes, you know, you can be irritable, and, you know, you're exhausted all the time.
The third phase is also doing what?
Third phase is we're looking at specific risk factors for sleep apnea: snoring, pauses in breathing during sleep, high blood pressure, fatigue upon waking and throughout the day, nodding off behind the wheel of a vehicle. All these things are very, very common in sleep apnea. And when you put all these factors together and combine all the algorithms that are used in determining this, we can really give you a strong idea of whether or not you need to start considering, do I need treatment? Or, hey, this is cool. I'm okay. I'm glad I don't have to worry about this.
Right.
And I'm wondering if your wife sleeps better now that you are in treatment for sleep apnea, because the studies that we've read before you were here today talked about this big study they did and found a lot of marital problems when one of the couple had sleep apnea. I mean, it affects relationships, truly.
Yeah. My wife sleeps better than anybody I know.
Yeah. and now she probably sleeps that much better because you're in treatment and probably not snoring anymore.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
It's incredible.
Well, it's easy to do to go online and take the risk assessment. The Sleep Wellness Institute is located in West Allis and Mequon. The phone number you can call is 414-336-3000, or for that free risk online assessment, you can go online at sleepwellandlive.com. Again, very easy, but could save your life.
And I bet a lot of the people who call say, I know somebody who needs to be in there.
They're calling for their partner, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And in fact, you can take that test for your partner if you'd like.
Online.
You can do it.
That's a great way to do it, too, and find out if you're at risk. Thanks so much, Steve.
Thanks.
Good to
Great
see
to
you.
be back with you.